Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Portsmouth. Season 3 in the Premier League once again. It's kind of going to be a really big test for us. We are still going to be using the same tactic. I promised I would be using the same tactic if we made it to the Premier League. We're going to still be doing that. We definitely have plenty to talk about in terms of transfers. We'll get to that in a minute. However, Norwich, our first real test in the Premier League, not going to happen today. I have so much to talk about that I want to get through that, and then on Monday or thereabouts, I'll bring you the actual match and have hopefully a nice short episode. But, we were given, what was it, 37 million to play with. I've kind of been spending, actually, I really haven't been spending a lot. I've been spending little chunks here and there, but call me the new Brendan Rodgers, if you will, because we have a lot of players coming in. So as you can see, out of 37, we still have 13 million left on the books. We have, what is that? Roughly, 17,000 in the payroll to play with. I don't think I'm going to bring anyone in. I really don't need anyone. I mean, you guys may say in the comments below that, hey, you really sucked in the transfer market. Try and pick up someone else. I did take a look at your suggestions. Loopy Lugs wonderfully suggested Billy Gilmore and Hagi or Kent from Rangers. Unfortunately, they were really expensive. I could not afford them and get anyone else in. And I think even Kent, if not Billy Gilmore as well, were even above what they were asking or what, I had in the bank. So I could not, unfortunately, do any of them. I'm still scouting them. So if I do a season 4 and I still have money, maybe I'll look at them again and try and bring them in. But with that all said, let's get into the transfers. I'm going to try and go from back to front, but there's one in the back that I'm not going to get to just yet. I'll probably get to that just at the end. However, first up, Cedric from Arsenal, our most expensive signing at 7 million. I kind of wanted that. I mean, he's obviously the right back. I wanted people who were who had Premier League experience, if possible. As you can see, he only had 5 appearances at Arsenal, 9 at Leicester, 120 at Southampton. So, he's been in and around Premier League and the top division for most of his career. Sporting, Inter. So I don't know who Academy, whatever that place is. So the numbers wise, a lot of yellows, which is good. Less of the whites that I'm hoping for, or less, the 10s and under that I really don't want anymore. So we've got the 13s and the 14s, and we got a 12 and 11 here and there. He's been not bad. I mean, as you can see in the non-competitives, 5 apps, 1 off the bench, 6.75. He sucked in the first match we played. He got like a 6-2. And I was really worried we had another Villalba on our hands. But he's picked it up since then. He's been a little average. I'm fine. I'm okay. Cole da Silva, I'm a little worried, is not really ready for the Premier League. And I don't think he will be. I've been debating, do I spend that 13 million on another right back as kind of a backup? But I don't know yet. So we'll have to see. In the midfield, we have George Seville. As you can see, 29 years old, comes to us from Middlesbrough for 160k. Really not all that expensive at all. He's got some 10s that aren't great. The positioning, the tackling of 10 is not great. But again, some good numbers at 11s, 13s, 14s. Overall, box to box, So first touch of 14 is great. Passing of 13, not too bad. At least for a team trying to stave off relegation. So overall, he probably won't be a starter. Or if he is, he's going to be rotating, with Dobson and all these people. So, Valgerson is back. 1.4 million from AS Monaco. 19 years old. Is only going to get better. And like I said, with Seville being okay, Valgerson can slot into the midfield. Not too bad. Long shots I don't care about. Tackling of 8 is not great, but passing is 15, technique of 15, first touch of 14, decisions of 15, off the ball 13. I'm pretty happy with this guy. He wasn't lights out stellar in the championship, but I don't think, I'm not expecting a horror show right now. So we'll see how he does. Again, he can play in this right position. He can play in the midfield. He will be getting some game time. He's not expected to play. He's just a squad player, so he's not expected first team experience throughout. So we'll see how he does. Franco Alfonso from River Plate at 3.5 million. Kind of expensive for this dude. 20 years old, again, potential through the roof. He's not too bad right now. He is playing as a winger, so crossing a 14 is pretty nice. Dribbling a 15, passing 15, technique 15, determination of 17. Off the ball 14. I mean, he's got some really good numbers. Acceleration and pace, agility. I really hope, I mean, again, 3 appearances, 737. He looks fantastic on paper. His first game sucked as well. Not as bad as Cedric's did, but he was probably like a 6'4". He had just come in and was not used to this at all. But I'm really hoping they pick it up. I'm really hoping they do well. My assistant coach says this guy's my first choice at that side. I don't know, because with him, with Valderson, and with Harness, who is still here, we have some room to play with. We got a couple left, but now up front, Leonardo Candelone he was free. He was absolutely no money. I saw him. He's like, again, 11s, 12s, 13s, but honestly not too bad. Probably will slot in above, I still have Marquis. I still have Haiwula. I still have Harrison, and I want to talk about that later, but for right now, he's probably going to slot in first or second choice. We'll have to see. But I mean, determination 19. Work rate of 12 is not great. 13 for teamwork. Okay. First touch and finishing of 13. Okay. Pace of 13. He's again, all of the pickups that I've had have not been bad. I don't think that they're going to be horror shows. Again, crossing the fingers. They're championship level to premier level experience. Or not experience, but their current ability is to the championship or Premier League. So that's what I really needed. I didn't bring in any youngsters for, who are League One experience and ability, and they'll grow to the Premier League, because honestly, I don't think I'm going to be doing a season 4 at this point. If you guys want me to, I will. We'll have to see how it goes. But for right now, I'm looking at this year, this season, and that is it. Again, average to above average, I'm fine with. One of the biggest issues I had is, you remember when Wolves came up a couple years ago and they started buying all these amazing players, or formerly amazing players, Rui Patricio, and all these players that you knew the names of, and everyone's like, how the hell did you do that? And Fulham too. I tried to do the same thing with Portsmouth. Nobody wanted to come. Busquets was out of contract. He didn't want to come. Silva, I believe, was out of contract. He didn't want to come. Milner was out of contract and said, God, no, I'm not going there. I tried to get so many people you actually have heard the names of, and everyone rejected me. So that was a kick to the pants, and this is what we're left with. Not that I think Candelone is going to be horrible, but it would have been nice to get, some real, maybe older, maybe less pacey, but still huge names in here. If I go to season 4, maybe I'll try and bring Messi in. We'll see. Up with Candelone is going to be Rafa Mujica. He will be playing this complete forward. I mean, 3.5 stars at a complete forward when we don't have any complete forwards. I'm perfectly fine with that. This was a signing that I actually started before last season ended, but if I'm not mistaken, I didn't get to sign him until after the last episode 20. So, but I mean, I'm enjoying it. 23 years old. He's only going to grow. Hopefully these start going back up. Acceleration and pace of 13 and 14. Heading 15. But first touch and finishing 14 and 15. Technique of 13. These are some really good numbers. He does have a couple of 10s. Concentration's not great. I'm hoping he's not going to do a lot of long shots anyway. He's not very good on the defensive part. Teamwork, vision, and work rate. So we're going to have to work on some of these numbers. But overall, 715 in 5+1 appearances. He's been pretty good. And sadly, he's injured. He was injured for like 3 to 4 weeks. And as you could see, sprained ligaments, 8 days to 3 weeks. So he's not going to play anything for us for a little while, which is a bitch, because I really was hoping Norwich, he would be starting. But you do what you can. But I really am looking forward to seeing this guy play. I mean, I was really excited when I signed him. And we'll see what he can do. Former Barcelona man, turned Real Oviedo, but now he's on Portsmouth. Now, I don't know about you, but Jesse, and I don't know how you pronounce that, Jesse, I'm going to call him Jesse, has been on my radar for a long time. Unfortunately, ever since his time with Real Madrid, I've known this dude and have been. At the time, I was really hoping that Liverpool would be able to snag him before he went to Las Palmas. I think on loan, but then Stoke. So he has bounced around. Madrid, Palmas, Stoke, Real Betis, Sporting, PSG, AS Saint Etienne, and now he's on Portsmouth. He has bounced around. He has not fulfilled his potential anywhere close to what he should have. 29 years old. He's in his prime to later prime. He's got some good numbers. For a left midfielder, his crossing of 9 sucks. I understand that. I'm hoping that our, Lee Brown or someone is going to come up and flank him, and then he can pass to Lee Brown, and Lee Brown can cross it in. But dribbling of 15, first touch of 15. Actually, where's his passing? His passing is at a 12, which I'm surprised at because he has had some fantastic passes in his 3+4 appearances. 6.77 rating, not great. He has 1 goal, 1 assist, but 16 technique, 16 flair. We have nobody with flair, so that's fine. Acceleration and pace of 14, agility of 16. Ooh. So, but plus he can also slot in at that center back at the striker role if we still need someone. We have plenty of strikers, but as you can see with Mujica down, we're in need of someone else. We have Hailu, like I said, Harrison, and Marquis still here. I am trying to sell on. Okay, well, here's the thing with Harrison. So Harrison, I was fully planning on letting him go. He was wanted by a couple of Turkish teams, and I was thinking, okay, great, whatever. He said, I see that we have an offer from Başakşehir in Turkey, so if I don't get to talk to them, I am going to make your life a living hell. And at that point, I was like, fine, I don't care. Whatever, it's like 3 million or 4 million in the bank to sell you, go on. Well, he comes back a week later or so, apparently having rejected their contract. The next day, he gets injured for like 2 to 3 weeks. He's now down between 7 days and 2 weeks. I still have time to get rid of him in the transfer window. He is one that I'm planning on, even though, you can see 2+2 appearances, 6.97 average rating. I've been trying to figure out between Harrison, Marquis, and Haiula. I've been trying to figure out which one to let go, and it actually looks like Haiula has not been doing all that great. But some of these numbers: technique of 10, vision of 8, decisions of 7, composure of 10. He's a pacey little dude, but overall, I'm not sure. Please let me know, out of these 3, which would you scrap? Because I probably should scrap one. There's no need to have all of them. I don't think I'm going to have that much of an injury crisis. But, you never know. But still, there's someone or 2 of them are going to be pissed off if they don't play. And you can see 7.02 average rating, 3 goals. He's still banging them in. So I really don't know what to do. I think that Harrison is the most expensive, so I'm going to try and get rid of him first. Marquis has better yellows. But Haiula, in his position where he's playing, is just 3 goals and 6 appearances. Not too bad. And I think one of the things is I've just had a real love affair for this dude ever since the beginning. I don't know if it's because of his name or the fact that he just was lights out one of those seasons we played. But I don't know. So let me know what you think. Which of those 3 should I drop? And we'll see how it goes. I do have the weekend that I can still, play around with some things. And then after that, we'll see, once the season gets underway for full time, we'll see if I need to bring anyone in, if I need to let anyone go as well. One more transfer to tell you about. Reece Oxford is joining us from West Ham. Well, not from West Ham. I know him from West Ham. But after West Ham, went to Gladbach, went to Augsburg. 1.2 million. So really not a lot out of my bank. One of the issues that I'm going to have is a lot of these players that I did bring in have said that they want to be the front runner in this entire squad. They want all the game time. They're not all going to get as much game time as they want, as much as I promised. Overall, again, I'm happy with him. He's not going to be lights out. He's not going to be getting into the Man City or Liverpool team anytime soon. But jumping reach of 17 for a center back, heading of 11. So does that mean he can jump like crazy and get the balls, but his heading's like, I want to go there, it's going to go sideways? I'm guessing that's what that means. But first touch of 11, heading of 11, marking of 14 is terrific. Passing of 13 is pretty good. Tackling 15, bravery of 15. He does have some good numbers. Vision of 10, decisions, concentration. Oh well. But his physicals are fairly nice. His mentals are on the good side. Technical is so. But I'm happy. I'm happy with him. I'm happy with his team. There is still plenty to play for. There is still a lot of time to see how this squad progresses. We still have another month or thereabouts in the transfer window, so I do have 13 million to spend. I can sell a couple players. As you can see, our squad, and this does include the under 23s, even if I got rid of the under 23s, the squad is big. I have a very large squad, but the likes of, Andy Cannon, we'll see what he does. Cole Da Silva, we'll see if he goes. Richard Narte, since I brought in Reese Oxford, I love it. I've got Offord and Oxford. Since I brought in Oxford, who was kind of almost a last minute thing, I saw him, as he was mentioned to me, and I was like, ooh, that's an interesting choice. So I picked him up. Narte, who was going to be my fourth choice, is probably going to go out on loan. If not on loan, then he'll stick in the under 23s, and we'll just kind of, if we have injuries, obviously he'll come in and we'll see how it goes. But George Seville, I don't know how he's going to do. Marcus Harness is still here, even though we have Valderson and Alfonso. So we have players that can be shown the door. I hate saying that, but even Raggett was like, you brought in Oxford. What's going to happen to me now? So we have room to kind of play around if need be. But that is the team. That is Portsmouth for your, 2022-23 season. Hopefully we will stave off relegation. That is our goal. That is our only goal right now, is to not be relegated. Hopefully we'll be somewhere above relegation and, in the middle somewhere. I don't know. I'm definitely not expecting a top 10 finish or even like a top 5 or 6 finish. There is no way in hell, and mark this in your books, there is no way in hell we're getting Europe. But we're going to do our best to try and get out of the bottom 3 and keep away from that. The other goal for me is to just not get fired. So I'm really expecting, obviously, tough games like Man City, Man U, Liverpool, Chelsea, all those that are normally up there. I really hope to get the Fulhams. I really hope to get the Norwiches, West Broms, and things like that. Yerry Mina, formerly Barcelona, Everton, has gone to Fulham. I offered more wages. I offered more in terms of a transfer budget. Son of a bitch said, no way in hell I'm working for you. Goes to Fulham. I really want to crush Fulham right now. Even though I had them in a save last season or last year, still want to crush them. So now, I've been going on long enough with the transfers. I do want to show you quickly the schedule so far. We have had a very good friendly season. As you can see, Benfica was the only 0-0 draw, the only negative in there. We beat Porto 2-1 at their home. We beat Dijon 1-0, okay, at our home, but still. And then Dorking, I had to play Dorking again. It was just one of those inevitabilities. But we had a very good season, friendly season so far. I'm really hoping for some interesting things at least. So we'll see how it goes. So with all the transfers out of the way, for the time being at least, and all of the friendlies done and talked about, we all decided to hop back on the bus and take a quick team photo. So ladies and gents, I proudly introduce you to your Pompey team for 2022-23. I'm going to leave it there. That has been long enough. And then next time on Monday, or there, like I said, or thereabouts, we will get Norwich and start this baby off right. Please. So anyway, with that, I will talk to you later. Have a wonderful weekend. Take care and enjoy.